This is All India Radio. Welcome to the science serial, Life Must Go On. All India Radio, in collaboration with Vigyan-Prasar, presents the science serial, Life Must Go On, based on understanding and managing sustainable development. Episode number 8 is titled, Rays of Hope.
Dinkar, please see who there is at the door.
Okay, I'm checking. I think Rakesh may be there.
Hello, dear Dinkar. Good evening. How are you? Nice to see you.
Hey Rakesh, good evening, welcome. What a surprise. It's been 7 years since we last met.
Professor Rakesh, please come inside. So, how are you?
I'm good, Vasudha.
So Professor, how is life going on?
Namaste, uncle.
Namaste, uncle.
Namaste. I'm very good. How are you, young friends? Nice to find you at home. Eh?
Yeah, good too.
Professor Rakesh, it's very bad that you've come alone, and that too after a long gap. It would have been a plus point if a family would have been with you.
This time everything happened at very short notice. Moreover, it is time of examination and both my kids were busy in their preparations. But I hope soon we are going to fulfill your promise, huh?
Well, I hope so.
They have already planned to visit Delhi during their coming vacations. Promise that you will take Anish and Anishka a round trip of Delhi along with you.
Definitely.
Yes. Uncle, I have an idea. First, we would go to India Gate in the evening. Very peaceful and pleasant weather there. It is good to enjoy street food on Rajpath. And President House and Parliament House are very near to that.
Mummy? And your office is also near to that area?
Uncle, won't it be better to visit a National Science Center first?
That is a good proposal by Lokesh. Along with children, we all can also enjoy all sort of activities based on scientific principles. Most of the time, our neighbors and their children ask Vasudha about the activities of National Science Center. The kids will be happy when they shall find some projects and models installed under the guidance of Vasudha.
Why not? It's a great idea. You know, at the National Science Center, everything has been explained in a very simple language.
Somewhere I read in the newspaper that a very big model of dinosaur has been installed in the National Science Center.
Yes, Professor Rakesh, you are right. Last September, that model was inaugurated by our Honorable Minister of Science and Technology.
Oh.
Mom, I sometimes wish that they were alive. Our biology teacher was saying that they were very huge in size and body weight.
And what will happen if they made a meal out of your body?
You know, Didi, when man can befriend elephant, then it is also possible to tame the dinosaur.
It may be right, but they vanished from our planet millions of years ago.
But how did it happen? I'm surprised to know how such big, powerful animals vanished from the face of this earth.
Beta, there are so many theories. There may be some adverse conditions which cause their extinction, but real truth is yet to be found.
Well, Professor Rakesh is an expert in ecology and environmental science. Did you know that?
Oh, is that the reason that Rakesh uncle explained all these so beautifully?
Yes, boy.
Friends, some scientists are of the view that dinosaur disappeared from our earth due to change in environmental conditions. They might have failed to adapt themselves with the change in conditions.
But you know, the environmental problem and global warming are at their threshold. These days, one can find news on many channels about the severity of environment.
Oh, so this means that we, the human beings, are also on the brink of extinction? Oh God, another problem. What may happen to the human civilization due to global warming? No one can say that.
But If the problem of global warming continues in future, we have to face serious problems that we can't imagine even.
Hey, don't be scared, my children. This time, this will not happen. We know the causes and we can design a new strategy of development. You know, our leaders and the public are now realizing that the problem is to stop over-exploitation of our resources.
And that is why we are now talking of sustainable development.
Exactly, Professor Rakesh.
Hey, Monica and Lokesh, do you know Professor Rakesh is here to participate in an international conference on sustainable development. It is a way of development without harming our environment and surrounding ecology. In this conference, there will be deliberation on different problems related to our environment and planet Earth. Am I right, Professor?
Yes, it is so. In this conference, scientists and environmentalists will discuss new ways of development. No unnecessary exploitation of our natural resources. Take that much which is necessary to sustain life. It means a beautiful harmony with Mother Earth.
During the last few decades, we have been exploiting our natural resources beyond our imagination for development works. And we have been working and engaging in such activities which are actually polluting our environment.
Mummy, you are right. It is very true that we are spoiling and destroying our environment. The situation in NCR is beyond our imagination. During Deepavali period, it is really very difficult to breathe. You know now.
It is good that you are aware of these problems. If everyone cares for our environment, the problem can be tackled and the situation will improve. By doing this, we can make a better life for everyone.
But uncle, our earth has been thriving and supporting lives for millennia. So why this pollution now?
Nice question. During last 2 centuries, the population in the world has increased dramatically. There is a great demand for natural resources. Use of synthetic and man-made chemicals, fertilizers, plastic and pesticides catalyze this further. Being a chartered accountant thinker, you can explain it in much better way.
As you all know that this earth has given so much to humanity, but our greed goes on increasing. Our planet Earth is like a gullak, like a bank. Its resources are limited. We are emptying it by our greed and unnecessary exploitation. If it continues in future, nothing will be left for our coming generation.
Is that so?
Yes, my children, your dad is absolutely right. It's true. We have always exploited our natural resources. This is all due to our greed. We always try to control and exploit the resources.
This greed of ours is disturbing the natural balance. Human race is destroying all these at a very fast pace, whereas our earth takes thousands and millions of years to balance its cycle.
Vasudha. For our survival, there is only one path left, and that is of sustainable development. In this development, we care for our soil, water, air, and other natural resources.
Correct.
Very true.
The social science has stress on equality and need-based resources. That means not for anybody's greed, but for everybody's need.
Uncle, that is there, but are there any efforts going on at international level?
Yes, efforts are going on at international level too. By UNO, an international conference was organized in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, city of Brazil.
Okay.
In that conference, discussions were held on poverty, consumerism, health, environment, and biodiversity. All nations agreed on common agenda to lay road of sustainable development.
Yes, and it will be worth to mention here that targets were set to achieve between the years 2000 to 2015.
Mr. Thinker, you may know that United Nations succeeded in most of these targets, but the journey is long and miles to travel to achieve this goal. From time to time, there were so many efforts to save our planet Earth. In the year 2002, similar conference was held in Johannesburg on sustainable development.
Does this mean that efforts have been going on about sustainable development since long back? Because there is no success story to be reported.
Yes, my son. The whole world is involved in it. It is time-consuming process, but we must hope for some good results. Moreover, we are too selfish to think for others. It takes time to arise on common points at international levels.
In 2015, United Nations prepared an agenda on sustainable development for all nations. This agenda is to be achieved by 2030. If all nations take necessary steps on proposed agenda, there will be definitely great change in future.
Uncle, there are any such activities and works that are going on in our country on sustainable development?
Interesting question. Our Niti Aayog is working on it to
Okay.
achieve the target of sustainable development. A 17-point agenda has been set up for sustainable development, which is further divided in 169 subheads. It is important to know that these action points are must for one and all, whether developed or underdeveloped.
And the most important thing that is to be kept in mind is harmony among the three components. And those three components are economic, social, and environmental factors. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Oh, so this means environmental problems must be included in this discussion, which are of great concern.
Right.
Yes, this is the beauty of this agenda. All burning points of poverty, hunger, unemployment, education, health, sexual equality, child development, availability of drinking water, hygiene, renewable energy, economic equality, environmental changes, and conservation of biodiversity, including world peace and prosperity, have been included in it.
But in our country, the campaign for Clean India has been already going on. It was launched by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi.
Sustainable development is meant to improve the life standard of one and all. Its main aim is to provide equal opportunities and resources to one and all.
Well, Professor Rakesh, in our country, actually, a lot of work is happening in this field.
Yes, you're right. We have taken so many steps in renewable energy, keeping sustainable development in mind. Our government is initiating steps to provide clean and green energy at domestic levels.
Oh, now I have come to know why our government is laying so much stress on solar and wind energy.
Yes, our government has an ambitious plan to make electric energy available to one and all without any cuts by the year 2030. Now, to achieve this goal, renewable source of energy can play an important role.
Dinkar, these days one more thing is important. Like financial accountancy, the concept of energy auditing is gaining importance. Efficient use of energy is equally important. Experts are of the views that to save energy is more important than to produce electricity. 1 unit of electricity saved is equal to 1.5 unit of electricity produced.
That's right, Professor Rakesh. We also have to build new infrastructure and strengthen the present one for continuous supply of power.
You're right, Mom.
We also have to adopt new technologies to strengthen our power grids and power lines to avoid transmission wastage, which happens quite a bit.
Uncle, it is true that availability of electricity is not enough to meet our need. One of my friend has installed solar power at their rooftop. It is costly compared to conventional power supply.
Yes, Betty, you are partially right. We can save lots of power by encouraging LED lighting. In future, it may be possible that renewable sources of energy may be much cheaper and easily available. Our government has launched a national mission to encourage renewable and non-conventional source of energy.
Okay.
The purpose of this mission is to raise the proportion of renewable sources of energy at international level.
Wow! Then this means that day is not far away when cheap and clean energy will be available at affordable rate in our country. And then there will be neither pollution nor there will be exploitation of natural resources.
Along with natural resources, there is one more purpose of it, and that is revolution in agriculture.
Oh, Uncle, our economy is agriculture-based economy. This means there will be complete revolution in all fields.
Yes, Monica. That is why stress is being laid on green technology and a second green revolution. In this revolution, we have to increase our production without harming soil, water, and environment.
For this, work is going on to encourage and popularize biological fertilizers. This is must to save our soil by use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Besides it, these chemicals disturb the delicate biological link between soil and environment.
This is true. Farmers are using too much pesticides and fertilizers in their crops and vegetables. This destroys the useful and friendly insects too. Residual effects of these pesticides cause cancer and other diseases in human beings.
Oh, Papa,
Yes, beta, yes.
you know, last week in our school, we had a popular lecture on cancer.
Okay.
The expert was telling that this problem is becoming very serious in Punjab.
Oh, I see.
A train that runs between Bathinda and Bikaner, it is known as cancer train, as most of the passengers who travelled in it are cancer patients.
Oh my God.
Yes, Lokesh, you are absolutely right. It is indeed very sad and true that due to excessive use of chemicals and pesticides, people in Punjab, many of them, are becoming cancer patients. And these patients have to travel to Bikaner for their treatment, hence that train which is called cancer train.
Oh my God, what a tragedy.
Absolutely.
It is the reason that agriculture has been included in the Project 2030 for sustainable and safe development. For this, genetic biodiversity is on top priority. Now in agriculture, we have to combine traditional knowledge along with new technology. For soil testing, a massive campaign has been launched which is known as Soil Health Card Scheme. Under this scheme, soil is tested for essential minerals so that if there is any deficiency, that can be supplemented by fertilizers.
Professor Rakesh, by increasing crop production, we can increase the income of farmers. And this will help to raise their living standards and it will also help alleviate their poverty. Also, malnutrition can be eradicated this way. This will also help in our food security, remember.
Some people leave food in their plates which goes to waste. On the other hand, millions of people sleep hungry.
Yes, my daughter. We have to remove all these from our society so that misuse of resources can be stopped by a limited group of people.
True, Papa.
Today I promise that I shall never waste my food in any form at any time.
Wow! Great!
Ah, my son, dear Lokesh, I am so proud of you. You know, many people don't even realize this problem of wastage that you have promised not to do.
Mom, whose brother is he?
Look at that.
Forget about villages. Even in cities, people are living in poor conditions in the slums.
Yes, Papa. You can find so many people on the street who sleep on the roadsides. Last year, our school took us for some projects in Jhuggi Jhopri Basti. There was only one water tap for supply in the whole area. Some houses had no electricity connection even.
I don't like to go to such places. There is so much dirt and garbage.
Actually, the fault lies in our urbanization process. It has become difficult to cope with the pressure of an increasing population, and that is why the smart city concept has been gaining importance.
Oh, smart city. A new term.
Yeah.
I know about smartphones, but what is this smart city? Is it like a phone that we can have all the facilities with just one tap?
Oh my God.
Lokesh, do you know the concept of smart city is new one? Under smart city mission, it is mandatory to provide sufficient fresh drinking water, all facilities for cleanliness and hygiene, efficient public transport system, strong IT facilities, sufficient and affordable houses for poor. Our present government is giving importance on this to make the concept of smart city feasible by 2030.
And yes, such smart cities will be based on the principle of sustainable development to make available all essential services at affordable cost.
Definitely, Dinkar. In such cities, all essential services required for a good quality of life will be made available to all the residents. And in our country, 100 such cities have been selected under this mission in the first phase.
Mom, I think in these cities technology will be of great use.
Yes, of course.
You are right. Technology will play a great role in the development of smart city. Better IT services and digitization will be of great use in our day-to-day services. Education and health for all will be ensured in such cities.
But uncle, education and health facilities must be there for all in a welfare state.
Right.
This should not be limited only to the big cities. I have read all these things in my social studies book.
Well, you are right, Lokesh, my dear son. And it is for this very reason that most of the countries give priority to it. In our country, primary education has been made accessible for all. And by the Right to Education Act, it has become affordable to all.
Mama, well said.
On the other hand, if we talk about health, target has been set to reduce and minimize child death. You will be surprised to know that in sub-Saharan region, 17,000 children died before or at the time of birth. There, out of 10 children, one died in the next 5 years after their birth. This is 15 times more than the developed countries. To control and reduce child death is a great challenge for the world. Though there is great control in it during the last 2 decades, similarly, there is need of safe motherhood during pregnancy and at the time of childbirth.
True, uncle. But even these days, many suffering from so many new diseases.
Yes, Monica. In sustainable development, this is also important to control AIDS, malaria, TB, etc. Biotechnology can play a great role in it. In the last decade, 1 million people died of malaria alone, whereas we have succeeded in saving 1 crore people from tuberculosis.
I'm so afraid of malaria. I hate it. Last year I suffered from malaria and it took a long time to recover.
Oh, precaution is better than cure.
Always.
Never allow mosquitoes to breed around your surroundings. No standing water.
Very true, Professor Uncle.
Yes, it is rain that causes problems. Lots and lots of water accumulation can be found everywhere. All these may be due to poor drainage system. If it happened to be some flood, it can cause not only malaria, but also spread some deadly diseases. After earthquake, fire and floods, such problem became very severe.
That is why stress has been laid to reduce the losses caused by natural and man-made disasters by 2030. A strong disaster mechanism is needed to be designed for it. To reduce human and other losses, new technology is to be designed and adopted at national and local level.
Professor Uncle, I still remember the dates of last 2 cyclones. During Hudhud and Felin cyclones, our Indian Met Department had predicted well in advance about their advancement and thus saved thousands of lives by timely evacuation.
Great, Monica. You are well aware and your GK is well updated.
Thank you, Uncle.
Due to advancement of technology, it is easy to predict the correct assessment of weather. Similarly, technology can play a great role during other natural disasters.
Yes, now efforts have been made to predict tsunami and other natural disasters. In November 2016, warning has been issued in Japan when a powerful earthquake struck its coastal region.
Besides all these, for sustainable development, necessary steps have been suggested for conservation of our delicate ecosystem of the oceans. In the process of sustainable development, one and each has to play their role. Only then we can save our planet Earth.
Yes, absolutely. No ifs and no buts. Everybody at all levels have to pitch in at all times. Understand, Chattu?
Yes, Mama.
Well, it's very important to save all aspects of our planet as they all have their importance and nothing can be neglected. Think of oceans. You know, oceans are 2/3 of our earth. They are a source beyond our imagination. And oceans need to be saved not just for ourselves, but for our future generations. Remember?
Oceans play a great role in maintaining the temperature of the earth. They are important sources of fishes and other resources.
Yes, uncle. Absolutely right.
Dr. Rakesh perfectly said. We have to love our Mother Earth so that it can sustain lives and support our coming generations. For this, we have to keep it clean and safe.
All have to play a role in it. This will enable our earth to be evergreen and life-supporting planet. We take this oath that we will play our roles in sustainable development. We will also try our best to keep it clean and green and to preserve the original beauty of our Mother Earth.
Life must go on. You were listening to the 8th episode of the science serial produced by All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan-Prasar, titled Rays of Hope. Coordinators were Dilip Jha, Dr. R. Gopichandran and Dr. B. K. Tyagi. Research and script, Abhay S. D. Rajput. English translation, Savita Yadav. Directed by Naveen Kumar Gupta. Recording and mixing, Akhya Jayavardhan. The participating artists were Sumit Khosla, Lalima Aneja Dang, Danish Iqbal, Sushma Sharma and Rakshit Thapliyal. Listeners, please stay with us. Here are 2 questions for you. The lucky winner will get an attractive prize from Vigyan-Prasar. The first question is, what are the harms of chemical fertilizers? And the second question is, what are the reasons of environmental degradation? You can send your answers by simple post. Our address is Science Serial, Life Must Go On. All India Radio, room number 615, New Broadcasting House, Sansad Marg, New Delhi, 110001. You can also write on our email ID radio@vigyanprasar.gov.in. Please do write or mail us your full name, age and profession. If associated with a science club, do let us know the membership of your club. If you have any query or question, don't hesitate to write to us. We'll be back again with the next episode of the science serial, Life Must Go On. Same day, same time, next week. Till then, goodbye.